actually is the lead play in our offense.
Double tackle, take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, you drive down the first man who is inside. Pull back and kill him. Take the first man outside the offensive tackle. No one shows. Go right by them and field inside. If the YN has the linebacker taken out, he cuts inside. If the YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. So look at this play. What we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here, and try to run this play in the alley.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access post-game show. We are live here. The game, still about 2 minutes and 52 seconds left, and the Detroit Lions are winning 34-20, trying an onside kick right now. The Green Bay Packers are, but obviously this one is going to take a heck of a comeback to make something happen here as the ball goes out of bounds on the kickoff. So pretty much over here. We're going to dive into some stats. We're going to kind of talk about some of the key plays, some of the notes we have from the game. This was a tough one from the get-go. I will say I really liked their fight in the second half. It would have been real easy to just come out and lay down, and I love how they fought back. One person I was very impressed with, well, a couple of people really. I know Quay Walker, everybody's upset with Quay for the leaping. Guys, that's not something you just do on your own. It's not. That's something they've practiced. And the rule is you can't touch the offensive line at all if you're going to jump over him, right? And you could see his foot barely touched him. For the people that are, and who knows, maybe LaFleur will come out and say, no, we didn't practice that. If that is the case, then yeah, that's an issue with Quay, right? But I heard people saying, that it cost us the game. I don't agree with that. But at the same time, it's a bad look. Now, Romeo Doubs showing fight, showing that it matters in the second half. Very impressed with him. I thought Quay, outside of that leaping penalty, was one of the few highlights, I guess you could say, of the evening on defense. He was someone that I felt like fought the rest of the night. But blown coverage in the first quarter, along with your offense sputtering the way it did the first 3 or 4 drives, that's how you get down that early, right? But Jacob, initial thoughts, and then we'll dive into some stats. We'll hit the chat here. We got a couple super chats we need to get to. What's your initial thoughts, man?
Well, I'm trying really hard not to be over dramatic or whatever. I think it may have been me that sent you that text that said Quay cost us another game.
It wasn't just you. There was a bunch of people. It was like, Quay, get him off the team.
No, I by no means I don't think we should get him off the team whatsoever. I'm more just shocked that, like you talked about, like if somebody has taught him that, like how did they not teach him that this is what you can and can't, like this is the line in the sand. If you're going to try to do this, you cannot do this certain thing, especially when the game's on the line. We did have momentum at that point, and we were coming back. It was a hard game. I'm one of those Packer fans where if we have a game like this, I usually I'm surprised I'm even on here, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, what can I tell Clay? I got bit by a dog.
My stomach's hurting.
My stomach hurts. I got to poop real hard. And no, man, I have to own it. I thought that this Green Bay Packers team was much more established than they are. It's clear. Jordan Love is not ready to be a premium quarterback in this league. I'm going to say that right now. He does, when he has pressure, we saw it today. I actually called my father before we started this game, and I started looking at some of the analytics. And I said, dude, like this Lions team, they're legit. Like they are legit. They're a top 5 in almost every single category at almost every single positional, position. And it showed. I mean, they really came out. I thought when we had that first turnover, we got the ball back, put up, that 3 points. I'm like, okay, here we go. But it just it showed that, and I hate admitting the fact that Dan Campbell, I think that he outcoached us. I really do think that.
No, absolutely. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And they won up front, man. They won in the trenches, and that's Detroit's staple right now. They're kind of that gritty type team. They're going to win in the trenches, and that's what they've built for. The big thing the big thing for me with Jordan Love, we've talked about it. You know, one of these things don't belong, right? When you look at his statistics, his grades and everything, you see the PFF grade kind of low, right? And you see what's the one statistic that pops? It's completion percentage. And people say, I don't care about completion percentage. Okay, all right, I got you. This is the reflection of completion percentage. What it's screaming is inaccuracy. And then we had a lot of people kind of try to flip the script and say, well, it's because we're throwing more down the field. We're taking shots, and we should take shots, and we should be more aggressive with them. I got you, but it doesn't change the fact that you're stalling drives, right? And again, early in the game, you come out, what did he do? He canned to a pass, right? Canned to a pass on first down. Guys, we didn't get our first running play. We didn't run the ball one time until the third drive. Now, how many times did we hear last year that Aaron Rodgers is the reason we wasn't running the football?
Right.
You know, and listen, it's not to glorify Aaron, it's not to knock Jordan, and it's not to try to beat the crap out of Matt LaFleur, but it's obvious that in Matt LaFleur's offense, there's going to be can plays, and he's telling them, if you get this look, can to the pass, right? And that's what's going on. That's what you see, and you know, it looks great. And when we hit them, well, you know, you don't hear me complaining about it, right? But when you can to a pass on first down and it falls incomplete, you're completely behind the 8 ball now. You're completely off of schedule, right? And that's just the way it is. Let's go to the super chats here real quick. I want to hit these. Josh Martin said, we are not a playoff team. Love keeps on regressing. I was a big Love fan, but he ain't him. He's not cutting it 4 years in and can't hit an open receiver. You know, I don't want to overreact, Josh, and thank you for the super chat, pal, but, man, you are not wrong, right? Like, you are not wrong. The thing that you hold out hope for with Jordan Love sitting on the bench for 4 years is, hey, he's behind arguably the best quarterback in the game, right? And that's why he's on the bench. Now, he done some things good, right? And the fact that his stats ended up the way they were, considering how far we were behind. I mean, I know he threw his second pick there. It was a miscommunication between him and Romeo Dobbs, which you've heard Aaron and you've heard, you know, the quarterback coach talk over and over, laid across the middle, big no-no, right? And that's what that was. But his stats ended up being 23 of 36 for 246 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, rating of 69.9. And, yeah, rough day. Had 5 sacks. And here's the thing that bothers me, Jacob. You want to talk about pet peeves? Well, let me get to Josh Martin's other super chat. He said, 2 years and 4 games, and this is what he is. Terrible. Again, I don't think he's terrible, Josh, but these are the growing pains we talk about, right? The accuracy is definitely an issue. And we heard about it in training camp. We heard about it all training camp, how it's, you know, we heard everybody got completely engulfed in there are no wow throws. We haven't seen any wow throws, but we were all overlooking, myself included, the inconsistencies in just completing the plays, the passes that you should, right? And that's sometimes that's the most important thing. But Jacob, Jordan Love, let's just get to it. Probably shouldn't ask this question because obviously get your butt handed to you. It's not a question you want to answer, but how do you feel about Jordan Love at this point?
Man, honestly, I don't know. I thought I was so secured in my Jordan Love foundation up until I saw him absolutely, you know what, the bed. I saw his eyes when they started. We saw a real defense today. We saw our first actual competition, I think, in a lot of ways. I will say that I don't think Jordan Love was coached in this game, meaning that the play calls did not benefit him. If Aaron Jones, if he's ready to go, then why didn't he play? He ran 5 times. So just don't play him. Don't play him. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't even play him. We didn't run the football until the 3rd drive. Why are we even like, to me, that this is the dumbest bunch of play calls I've seen in a long time. Like to me, it just seemed like we played to not get hurt this game. It just seemed so over the top, stupid. I don't know. I mean, I'm a little bit upset about it. I don't understand how why is Aaron Jones even playing? Is my whole point. You let him. You barely even let him touch the ball. And when you did, it was to the point where we were already down by 2 scores. Then you got Dylan in there running, up the gut. Like it just seemed like such a lazy play call. all the way around for the whole game. It just seemed like that we didn't even come out here trying to play the game. I don't know if I blame LaFleur for that. I don't know if I blame. I don't know who I blame. I just think that these guys look flat.
I think there's plenty of blame to go around. There's no doubt about that.
The offensive scheming, though, it didn't seem even competent. I don't even understand it.
Yeah,
it's just weird.
Yeah, I'm eager to go back and look at the tape for sure. Let's go to the phones. We got Emilio in Tennessee. Emilio, he's our running game extraordinaire here, man. I know you were absolutely over the moon to see that Aaron Jones didn't have a single carry the first 3 drives, right?
Tell me about it, Clay, and I cannot believe it. I mean, I told you.
I thought it was Aaron Rodgers, bro. I thought he was the one causing this.
It fell into a hole. Matt LaFleur just started calling a pass, and he was like, "Oh no, I'm all right. If I call another pass in a second, I'll get through it." Then he got to 3rd, and he goes, "Well, it's 3rd and 10. I might as well call a pass." Then 1st down, he's like, "All right, I'm gonna catch him off guard. Let me throw a pass." And then we get into another 2nd and 10. It's like, all right, well, we got to get out of that with a pass. And then it was just a barrel roll that wasn't good.
We had 12 rushing carries. 12 for the whole game.
Jacob, what do you want them to do, Jacob? Just say it.
I'm sorry. Run the ball. Run the ball, Josh.
Super chat here. John Baker said he's got the answer. He said this is on the O-line. Can't blame anybody until the O-line wins. Hey, you're not wrong, John. You're not wrong. I will say this though, man. It bothered me being on Twitter, and there's one person in particular. They may be in the chat. I don't know what their YouTube tag is, and I don't want to call them out. It is what it is. People can fan how they want, but it was Jordan. This isn't Jordan Love's fault. He doesn't have time to throw. When he has time to throw, he's good. Everybody's good when they got time to throw. Like, you got to understand the defense. It's the NFL. They're not going to go, you know what? They're having a tough time. Let's just rush forward here. That's not how it works, right, Emilio?
Right. And I mean, the problem is even with, we had 5 O-line, even with, it seemed like a max protect on that Christian Watson interception, we still couldn't hold them. I mean, it was like they were just Swiss cheese up front. Like, we need cheddar. We need a full block of cheese up front. We don't need holes in our
government cheese, baby. Come on.
Thank you.
God, I miss that stuff, boy. I remember that government cheese when I was a kid. Woo, it was good. Let's go to super chat here. We got Mike Hebring. Defense gave out over 200 yards rushing in 2 losses. Mike, I noticed, buddy. I noticed something. You always mention the defense. You never mention the offense.
I'm going to be honest. I think TJ Slayton is just killing it in front. I mean, it's just off first glance, but he is the only one that is – yes, he's the only one that is playing the run and doing anything about it.
Yeah. He's
eating double teams all day long, and it's still – and he's still trying to make a play, Yeah.
I agree.
No, I completely agree. I think he's shown a lot of promise. You can't go down like that, right? You can't go down that early and expect to be able to play the run well. Like, it's, you got to give them credit. And I'm trying to think of their offensive coordinator's name. God, it's the most common name you've ever heard.
Ben something, isn't it?
Is it Ben Johnson? Am I thinking right? But I thought he called a good game. I did. And I'm telling you, man, the way the game started, Rudy Ford with the pick, me being the president of the Rudy Ford fan club, I was so fired up. And the offense comes out, and what they do? Pass, kick a field goal. Like, what in the world just happened?
Right.
Ben Johnson. Yeah, Ben Johnson.
Yeah, Ben Johnson.
Yeah. And what was it? We were 3 possessions in. It was only 7 minutes into the first. It's like there was no time off the clock. Again, it's not like, it's still, they still had 3 possessions on defense in that time too, Yeah, we had, 3 offensive plays, but what was it? 30 seconds for all 3 passes,
And I swear I'm going to lose my mind because we're going to watch Matt LaFleur go to the podium tonight, and they're going to be like, do you think you should have run Aaron Jones a little more? And he goes,
Yeah,
you know what? Right. I should have probably ran some more Aaron Jones 5 times. Why is he even getting off the freaking bus? Why is he even?
Hey, man,
my mind, bro.
Here's my notes from the first half, okay, and my cliff notes, not my actual notes, my color coded notes. But I put man coverage equals explosive risk. All right. And
Yep.
you've seen it. You've seen it early, right? People wanted man coverage again. There it was. And you've seen the explosive plays come. Relying on blind play action. Think back last year, guys, to that awesome play to Christian Watson, right? Where we ran the play action pass across the middle in Philly, and Christian Watson takes it to the house. Jordan Love hits him, right? It's kind of a blind throw. You turn your back to the line of scrimmage, fake the handoff, come back, and it's side adjustment, hammer that thing in there. Right? You've seen that tonight with the first pick, right? Or it wasn't a pick, but when he got Christian Watson absolutely decapitated, right?
Mhm.
And that's what I mean by blind play action. That's the negative aspect of being under center and playing play action, especially those play action drops as opposed to the boots and that type of thing. Obviously, Luke Musgrave left the game with a concussion fairly early. That's a big part of our offense, man. Who knows? The game plan might have been geared around him too. We talked about it in yesterday's show, talking about how we wanted to try to get these linebackers to snug up and get Musgrave on the backside. I thought Rashawn Gary played absolutely phenomenal in the first half, though. Rashawn Gary is completely back. He's one of the few highlights of that defense. Like you said, though, Emilio, T.J. Slayton, I thought he played well. Rashawn Gary, to me, looked great. And I was impressed with Quay outside of the penalty. I felt like he was playing with heart. But,
Can I say one thing real quick, which is just
yeah, man.
unbelievably heartbreaking? If you guys, I don't want to draw attention. We don't have any copyright violations, hopefully, but there is a group of like hundreds of Lions fans right now standing still in Lambeau Field, cheering as they do the Thursday night football post game show right now. If that doesn't make you guys so mad, like who gave them the tickets?
I'll tell
When
you.
they did a game of these, it was 10% of the stadium was filled with Lions fans. That's unforgivable. That's unreal.
Easily.
And they were down low, dude. They were good seats.
Yeah. And
Go ahead, Emilio. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Clayton.
You're good.
4 minutes left, and all you hear is "Let's go Lions," and you can hear it through the TV. It's where are we playing?
Yeah, and this is what happened. This is what you call the gold package game. So what this is they give it to Milwaukee, and those folks sold their tickets. So that's and we've in the meantime we've got over 150,000 fans that want to become season ticket holders.
Right, 70 years out.
Those people are holding them and selling. And I shouldn't put them all into one big group like that, but it is what it is. I know before the game it was the big chatter. Gold package, you better show up. And sure enough, at kickoff, everybody in the press box was showing all the blue in the stadium. And it's a bit embarrassing considering that Lambeau Field's supposed to be the most traditional stadium venue, and we're supposed to be the most passionate fan base, right? But let's go to the phones real quick. We're going to keep you on here, Emilio, if that's cool with you, buddy. But let's go to the phones here. We got Carly Ray. Carly, how you doing?
I'd be doing better if they'd won, but I'm doing all right.
I can relate to that. Hey, you got the floor. How you feeling about this game tonight? What do you think went wrong? What stood out to you? Because I know you're really diving into the X's and O's and stuff and learning more about the game of football, just like we all are. But what stood out to you tonight? Anything pop?
Well, stick with me. I'm going to draw a weird parallel and leave football. So I'm familiar with like dancing and partner dancing. If like the hallmark of a good dancer is they make their partner look good, they dance within their skills and help them feel the rhythm, whatever. And I feel like with these last two games, I just felt like that's not what LaFleur was doing. Like he was calling for things that we weren't able to accomplish in some ways. And it was really, really frustrating. Like with Aaron Jones, like just not getting him the ball tonight. I just could not figure it out. It's like he could be an amazing play caller and scheme up all these great things that work on paper. But if your players cannot do them, then it makes everybody look like a fool.
Yep. I think it's a great point. And again, you gotta be willing to learn, right? And like last year, you guys remember me last year. If you were listening to the pod, maybe you guys weren't, but all year long last year, I was saying this is LaFleur's offense. This is the most pure LaFleur's offense that we've seen, right? Because when you go back to 2019, it was a hybrid between McCarthy and LaFleur. 2020, same thing. 2021, they started getting really deep into the RPO game. And then 2022, what I seen shift was how much motion did you guys see tonight?
I didn't see any.
How many jet sweeps did you see tonight?
I didn't see anything, dude.
No.
Why?
I'm telling you, man, this is we are now obviously this can't be Aaron Rodgers' offense anymore. This is LaFleur's offense. And can they go back to that? Are they trying to save it? I don't know. I don't mean to take the floor from you here, Carly Ray, but that just kind of popped in my mind. It's like what you're talking about is playing complementary football, and it does not exist right now. Like leaving your defense out there like that, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, but because you're refusing to run the ball. Now, I put that one on Jordan Love because he can do the pass on the first down. And again, if he hits on the first down pass, then it's not an issue, right? But hindsight's 2020. But at the same time, like you've got to be willing to establish or at least show that, hey, look, we're willing to try to run the ball. If you had told me going into this game, hey, look, here's what they're going to do. They're going to go 3 drives without a run. I would go, you're high. Like you're high. Dude. There's no way.
Thank you.
For whatever reason, there we are. But Carly Ray, what else you got there? And I love that parallel you drew there for sure. Now, I don't know a thing about dancing. Mandy swears up and down I can dance, but I'm telling you right now, I'm 120% Caucasian. I have no rhythm whatsoever. But
funny. Well, so one of the last pods or shows that you were talking about how they hadn't put together really a full game yet, but it was actually kind of encouraging that they still won 2 out of 3 even with that. But now the fact that we have yet another game where they haven't put a whole game together, that now I'm worried. It's like, will they ever be able to? What is lacking that we can't play each, in each phase of the game and put it together? And I know injuries are a huge part of it, but you have backups for a reason. You have to be able to scheme for those players being out.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the other thing too. Like we're coming out of this game fresh off a butt kicking, right? And you got to put into perspective. Look who we were missing. Let's talk about that for just a second. You're missing your all-pro left tackle. You're missing your all-pro left guard, right? You're missing your number one receiver was limited tonight. Christian Watson ended up getting more snaps in the second half than the first, but you could tell they wanted to have him on a big snap count. Maybe the lack of running with Aaron Jones was the snap count they were talking about, the pitch count or what have you. On defense, look who you were missing. Devondre Campbell in the middle. You're missing your all-pro cornerback in Jair Alexander. You're missing a ton, right? So we do have to put that in perspective. Oh, and by the way, this team beat the reigning Super Bowl champions in their house on the night they were dropping the banner. The Lions are legit. I think we would all agree with that. When we talk about this potentially being we lost Carly Ray. She said, I'm tired of hearing Clay. It was crackling a little bit there. But when you talk about when you talk about playing a team like this that can beat the reigning Super Bowl champs in their own house on banner night, and we're talking about a team that was, anywhere from 6 to 10 wins is what we were predicting, we shouldn't be surprised that this happens. But I think the thing that hurts, just like the 1 point loss, the thing that hurts, Emilio, is that the way you lose is by refusing to run the ball in the first quarter. In the first quarter, the more I think about it, the more angry I get. But
yeah. No, I mean, exactly. Matt dug himself – sorry, Jacob. Matt dug himself a hole by wanting to pass 6 out of 6 first times. He was chasing something that he wasn't ever going to catch. Let Love settle in. It was the first time under lights. How many rookies do we have? Like, give them a second to just take it all in and get a couple hits under their belts and let them get, moving a little. I would have been fine with 3 runs on the first down and okay, we didn't get anywhere. All right, now open up the playbook. Let's do something,
I agree. I just think that there's, again, I'll say, why would you even play Watson and Jones? They didn't do anything. You right. Handcuff these guys. You put bubble wrap around these guys. They had no impact into the game other than the fact that they probably took away from guys that were used to being thrown into the fire the last week. That probably could have moved. I want to see him perform. I want to see Torrey go. I want to see Reed go. I want to see these guys go. I want to see Wicks. But instead, we just let 12 rushing attempts. 12. 2 of them were Love. How is that a thing? 5 of them are Dylan. Dylan looks – I'm sorry, Dylan just – I don't know what he's doing. I have no idea.
Marbley in the chat said, "No, Clayton, don't get angry. I was looking to you guys to get me through this. Hey, if you're looking to us, pal, we might as well shut the stream down." We got Jake Shavink in the house.
What's
from
going
the
on, guys?
It's Always Draft
Jake.
Season
Please.
podcast.
Hey,
What's this, man? Just
Talk
please.
to us, Jake. What did you see, man? What did you see on those first 3 drives? What stood out to you the most?
man. Well, I do think it's very interesting, like the anti-Joe Barry stuff tonight, and I get it. They got pushed around. That's fine. It's understandable. Hey, offense, you got given a short field. How about get 7? Start the game off, huh? How about get 7? How about move the ball a little bit, right? Like they just were like, nice ball. We'll just kick now. And like there was like, there's nothing doing on offense. Like this was, oh man, it felt like the Saints first half. It was just come out sluggish, just no rhythm. Nothing was in sync. And like you said, there's not much commitment to running the football. Again, Runyon and company in the interior, it's rough. There's no push. I know Coach Hahn in the Discord tonight was talking. There's just the pad level is not good. And once he said that, just watching him over and over trying to run, there's no displacement. They are not knocking people off the line at all. And on the other side of the equation, right, like the Lions offense is, right, they're giving guys holes that 10 David Montgomerys could run through. So it's just the trench battle tonight. Just we harp on it over and over a lot. Most of us do on all of the shows, like on the network. It's trenches. You got to win the game there. And they got bullied. And I mean, that looks like a Dan Campbell coach trenches group, does it not? Like that looks like what, Campbell wants to see. And Green Bay's got a little bit tougher in the trenches in this game. And they just did not. But props to them for fighting.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. In my notes, they're fighting. I put that in the second half. Like I was impressed with how they came out in the second half, and that says a lot. I imagine that Matt LaFleur will mention that in the presser, and hopefully that's what he'll take into next week to build off of. But we got Godsmack AR here with the super chat. Thank you so much for supporting the stream, buddy. He said, "I'm convinced that the run defense is a cultural problem. For as long as I can remember, it's been stinking worse than a sewage plant." It's funny you mentioned that because it has been going on for quite some time. And, there were several times tonight I had notes. I know on 2 different occasions we had 3 missed tackles on the same play.
Oh,
it's just to the point where in the meantime, you look at a team like Detroit who got absolutely made fun of for the way they drafted. And what did they draft? They drafted Brian Branch, who had the best tackling percentage in the PFF era coming out of college, right? So they're prioritizing tackling. They took the linebacker, who was the linebacker, Jake, I always forget his name.
Jack Campbell.
They're gritty, man. They're like, hey, look, here's how we're going to play football. And on a night like tonight, when you see it in the trenches, Jake, if it shows up, man, it shows up.
Yeah. I mean,
right.
Did you say Jake or Jacob?
Jacob, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah,
and the other one you mentioned here was you talked about Campbell and Gibbs, but Laporta, I knew, dude, that was my he was the guy that I wanted as far as all the tight ends. I didn't think that he was going to be this NFL ready. He looks freaking poised. The guy doesn't even seem like nothing phases him.
Dude.
He's good at the blocking. He's good at shedding. He's good at doing all the stuff. And I don't believe he doesn't have any freak sort of size. Jake, did he have like the crazy tall athletic?
No,
he had a good if I remember, but he didn't.
He was one of the sub 250 guys, along with, because Mayer was, I think, 249. Laporta was around 246, 248. He wasn't quite 250. He wasn't like the super big boys in the class, but man, dude just finds a way to get open, doesn't he? And man, I can't believe how much they trust him to block early on and how well he is executing as a run blocker right now. Like it is so impressive to watch him play right now.
It really is. And you look at you can probably attest to this more than I can, Jake, but like when to find rookie tight ends that are functional, Detroit had one with Hawkinson and just said, I'm just going to trade him to the divisional rival. We'll just get another one, I guess. Yeah. What is that? Like, how does that happen?
That's the Iowa well right there.
Yeah. That is tied in you.
It's what it is. There's not much else, but I will say that, I mean, Gibbs did fine tonight. Campbell wasn't on the field a ton. A lot of Barnes, a lot of Anzalone. Anzalone played really well for them tonight too. I'm just imagining this team, if their first round pick made an impact, like they'd be insane if somebody like Gonzalez was on this team. Like, just imagine they passed on him. Like,
no doubt.
It's tough.
They're Goose in the chat said, Goose in the chat said 8 first rounders. I'll say it again, 8 first rounders, free agents, etc. Time to put up or get a new job. I'm freaking done with the underperforming defense. No matter the DC, no matter the year, it's the same sad poopy. That's what Goose said.
Did he?
I don't know, Emilio, man. This when you watch the defense, you guys know where I stand on this, and I'm labeled, that I'm in love with Joe Barry somehow. But when I see the missed tackles and everything, Emilio, you played football.
Yeah.
When you watch this defense, do you see the same thing I'm seeing, or am I wrong? Or do you see, no, this is where Joe Barry's screwing up? What is it, man? Talk to me.
No, I mean, I'm seeing what you're seeing. Maybe like I said, we haven't watched it back yet. Real fast off the first. I mean, when Joe Barry, when we were close to the goal line, yeah, he only had 2 D linemen that were big in. That was tough. Okay, you have 2 edge rushers and an extra D back in there. That doesn't help us when they've been stomping us in the run. I mean,
very fair point.
Opened up like a freight train right there. But besides that, I mean, I do think he was calling a good game, but what I was going to add to, the point earlier Jake was making was I feel like we need a little bit more weight inside. Like I was saying, TJ eating up the middle, but Devontae Wyatt, he's good. He's fast. He can get side to side, but it doesn't seem like every time anyone, Kenny Clark, Devontae Wyatt, Wood, and Brooks, it seemed like they were getting handled one-on-one, no problem. Like not a problem at all. And TJ Slayton was eating up double teams and still getting 3 yards into the backfield. So for someone like that to, be able to make that presence, that's what we need, but it's not enough when he's the only one eating double teams and no one can get off of a head-to-head battle.
Yeah, I mean, they're built for the pass rush. They are. Outside of Slayton, they've built themselves to be, like, I've probably mentioned this way too many times on this show. They're built for 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. That's literally what they're built for. The problem is they can't get there consistently enough. They cannot get there. So they have to have these smaller guys, the Clarks, the Wyatts, the Brooks, the Woodens. And Wooden had a really nice play where he shot the gap. And that's the kind of stuff they're going to have to do if they're going to keep trotting this personnel out to defend the run. You have to find a way to get in the gap quickly, penetrate upfield. Let Slayton take care of 2, but you can't get stuck back there. Once you get stuck, all these smaller guys are getting driven off the ball by 330-pound guards. It's just, that's how it is. So yeah, I agree. And Slayton and Walker tackled his butt off tonight. I know he had that one mistake that really put the dagger in, and people are going to harp on that, and I think that's fair. But man, he was cleaning up a lot of Slayton's work, and that was about all that was working defensively tonight outside of the pick in the first drive.
I was going to ask you, Jake, about that because, like you talked about, we're basically built, especially on that interior defensive line, for 3rd and long, 2nd and long. Other than Slayton, and then maybe what you would call Jonathan Ford, but I don't even know if they've called up Jonathan Ford, right? So, who is there any prospects coming up in the next year? Because like I love Wooden, I love what Brooks brings to the table, but like you said, they're not run stuffers. I mean, I remember days of old when we went against the Vikings and they had the who are the 2 big guys? They had the same last name. The Williams wall.
Oh, yeah.
The Williams wall. Williams and Kevin Williams. I mean, we've never had that in Green Bay. Other than I can remember, other than like Gilbert Brown, maybe BJ Raji, but he was more of a skillful type guy. So like, what do we have to do? What do we have to get? It made me want to pull my hair out watching this.
And we have 5 on the D line. I mean, with that, we're running 3-3-5. It's cool, but we need a little bit more weight because they were all. I mean, if they were 4 down line, they were getting eaten up by the 5-0 line. It was brutal.
What it all starts with is right in the middle, right? 0 to 3 tech. That's what it starts with. And let me ask you this: when was the last time we drafted a 1 to 3 tech defensive lineman? It was just last year, right?
Yeah.
Jake, you're the draft guy. When I turn on the tape for Devontae, What I'm seeing is he's playing out of control. I seen a couple of times last week where he literally washed Rashawn Gary out of his pass rush lane because he was just like a Tasmanian devil going crazy. I was like, I don't think he's supposed to be in the same lane as Rashawn Gary.
No.
And now I'm starting to see why they didn't play him as early last year.
Yeah, he's built to like try to win the corner against guards from the inside. That's so much how he won in college too. And like again, tremendous athlete, tremendous strength. Like that worked at Georgia against SEC offensive linemen. You can't get out of your gap. You can't get out of an assignment, unless he's. It could be a handful of them where he's coached to go in that gap, and that's potentially what he's doing. But yeah, you said he's playing out of control. That leads to missed tackles. Even in the great game against Chicago, he had Fields dead to rights in the backfield. On one of them, he missed it. Like
he had one tonight. And
I know. It's
causing him to get
possible. Brooks is the second best, interior guy that we have right now.
Yeah.
Like it's very possible that is the case.
Yeah,
and he's not a run defender either. So yeah,
right. Right. All right. We got John Baker with the super chat. He said, O-line has to win. Run has been bad all year, but tonight we needed Bach and Jenkins in pass blocking. Yeah, it's tough, man, when you're down two players of that caliber for sure. Thank you, John, for the super chat. Josh Martin with the super chat said, Love, been here for 4 years. People got to stop making excuses for him. He looked so confused multiple times today. He panicked a lot of times tonight. I can't disagree with that. I can't. And, people say, oh, well, we got to be patient with Love. You guys have heard me say, look, there's going to be ups and downs. There's no doubt about that, right? Because LaFleur is trying to learn a little bit more about Love and especially in game time situation, all those things. But the people that are treating Jordan Love with the kid gloves and acting like he's a rookie, he's not a rookie. He's a 4-year vet. And again, I understand the people that are saying, hey, look, he was pressured all night. It wasn't on him. At the same time, there are answers to every question on the field. It doesn't matter. And this kind of goes back to what 12 was saying, what Aaron was saying. When he said to Matt LaFleur, your system is flawed. He said, your system is flawed. And what he meant by that, he wasn't trying to be egotistical. In the traditional West Coast offense that he came up in under Mike McCarthy, there was an answer to every single question. Every single question. And the toughest test that it was so hard to get to the answer was when teams would play him 2-man under, right? And in that case, in the youth of his career, he could scramble and he could get himself out of that and find those second and third windows. Yeah. But later on in his career, obviously we've seen that diminish. And but that's what he meant with LaFleur. Like, there should be an answer to every single blitz that comes at you. And they blitzed them early tonight. They blitzed them early, and they were hitting home with it. But there should be an answer there. You guys on Chalk Talk last week, I pointed out how we had a free rusher against Atlanta, right? I think it was against Atlanta. They brung a free rusher through the B gap. And everybody was saying, Rasheed Walker's a moron. How can he miss that block? And I'm going, they've got a wide 9. They had a wide 9, right? They had a guard. They weren't sugar in the B at the time, so we set the protection in the wrong place. Right. Now, Love's not setting the protection. Josh Myers is. Don't get me started on that, okay? Please don't get me started. Oh, man. But it's just another example of, forget whose fault it is. Forget whose fault it is. There's 2 ways to combat that situation right there together, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the night. I haven't watched the tape. It may not even apply to this specific situation, but I would be surprised if it doesn't. The answer to that equation last week was change the protection, okay? We heard Josh Myers say earlier this offseason he was concerned because Aaron Rodgers covered his butt so many times where he would set the protection and Aaron would come up and change it and cover him and fix the protection. That's what he was talking about, that specific situation. So the way that you combat that, right, is you A, change the protection, or B, know where your hot is. And who was the hot on that play? It should have been Jaden Reed, who ran a seam route. Now, that was his route, but they don't have that continuity yet. So when you got young receivers, man, that's the type of stuff that am I off base there, Jake? Is there anything there that I'm missing? I mean, that's probably what you've seen earlier. When we go back and watch the All-22, especially the box cam, I guarantee that's what we're going to see is there were no hots. and the protection was definitely manipulated by the Lions.
Yeah, I think that's always the struggle with sim pressures, right? When they're sending late pressures as well. It's just if you could come at an offensive line a number of ways, when protection is set, you have to be able to recognize that. That's quarterback and center. That's both of them, right? I mean, we can't. Yeah, love not setting protections is that's an issue. Bryce Young set protections at Bama last year. His final year in college, he's setting protections at Bama. Any play, he's looking for hots. He's doing all that stuff. It hasn't, obviously, it's not going well in Carolina right now, but that's a whole other discussion. But I'm just saying,
Joe Montana would struggle in Carolina right now.
Yeah, that's a whole other situation. But the kid gloves, we got to take them off. Whether you want, it's year 4 for him. Obviously, it's versus a starter, but this is the type of stuff in the meeting rooms where you go, okay, this guy's creeping down, and we have to reset protection. How do you do that? Where are you resetting it? Right, all of this stuff. This should be meetings, camp. All of this stuff should be this should be instant when you're out there now. There shouldn't be really too much of a curve. I get it; it's not live reps, right? It's a little bit different when that's going down. But I mean, by this point, you feel like you have to be at least being in charge of it would be good.
Yeah,
ideally,
right.
Ideally, that would be.
Hopefully, you're at least shadowing, right? You're shadowing Josh Myers screwing it up. Maybe.
Yeah.
AJJ with the super chat here. What's that, Jacob?
I just real quick, like Jake was just talking about. I think that might have been the biggest obvious thing that we've kind of not thought about for this whole game. So the center quarterback communication obviously has been a little bit not there. Quay Walker having the green dot, which in place of, I believe it's Devondre. I don't know if usually Devondre has the green dot, but you can't tell me that not having Devondre there did not help or did not hurt that defense.
Oh, yeah.
Who's going to be telling who to go where? Because Quay Walker, for everything as he is, as talented as he is, you can't tell me that Devondre Campbell is not the absolute play caller on that defense. So I think that on both ends of the ball, we lost that communication, which is key. And I will say that I don't know what Matt LaFleur is thinking if he's going to try to keep that communication from our really, really hurting center, Josh Myers, who even Aaron Rodgers had trouble with, to Jordan Love, who's a new, very, green quarterback. And to me, that seems like a very big coaching error to allow both those mishaps to happen on both sides of the ball. But I could be crazy.
Gotcha.
Well, maybe 11 days between games. We'll see. We'll see. See if we can get some stuff ironed out here.
We got AJJ with the super chat says winning would have been great, but did we not expect to have games in which our youth would cost us? And then he also another super chat. He said AJJ said Love played badly tonight, but the key will be what adjustments he makes now to play better versus Vegas and beyond. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like how are they going to adapt? How are they going to adjust? That's the big thing, right? And everything it's a learning experience. It's just it's frustrating for me because whether you agree, anybody agrees Rodgers had the right to get upset that they drafted Love or not, I think we would all agree that the reason Rodgers isn't here is because they drafted Jordan Love. That's when things started to go south, right? Mm-hmm. And at the time, I agreed with it, and I think I still do agree with it. But for those who are on the other side of the fence from me and are saying that was an absolute mistake, I'm having a hard time proving them wrong right now. I'm just being honest. When you draft a quarterback in the first round to replace someone, first of all, there are no guarantees. We would all agree with that, right? Yeah. But you're taking that swing, and you've got to know the ramifications. Now, those same people were absolutely excited about the fact that it motivated Rodgers, and they giggled and laughed about it and scoffed like, yeah, Goody knew what he was doing. He was playing chess, and he knew that would tick Rodgers off. Okay, it didn't get us a ring, and now here's where we're at now. The problem that I have more so than Jordan Love struggling tonight is the structure of this roster. Center is important. Interior defensive line is important.
Yep.
Like we've said the last two offseason, Jacob, we've talked about it on this show, man. And Emilio, I want to get your take too. Kenny Clark has underperformed. I mean, I can do chalk talks until I can't see straight of a great pass rush move where Kenny, makes an awesome sack. But then when you look at the whole body of work, it's like he's not an Aaron Donald. And I get it. Aaron Donald's generational, right? Yeah. But I don't even think he's a Fletcher Cox in Fletcher Cox's prime, right?
I think
that's what you need out of that interior defensive line to anchor. That's where the defense needs to start, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And Devontae White, as excited as I was about that pick, you never looked at him like this enforcer in the middle that's going to play both the run and the pass. He's more of a pass rusher. But go ahead, Jacob. Then I want to hear Emilio's take. Emilio's sitting over there quiet going, why am I even on here?
Sorry. But just real quick, when you talked about that, like you talked about Kenny Clark and like how he has these flash plays. Jake Shavink, I saw posted a video of where he's like, hey, Carl Brooks, double arm hand swipe, like really great move. You know what I mean? Yep. And it was the same consistency as we see with Kenny Clark. With a first-year player, with the same amount of like, oh, wow, he flashes every like 8 plays versus a guy that's paid as a top 3 D tackle in the league. That's not okay. That's not okay. Sorry. Go ahead, Emilio.
No, you're fine. I needed that. So going off of that, I mean, I'm expecting Kenny. I don't need you to win and be Aaron Donald. Okay, I need you to win 1-3, 1-5. I don't need you to make the tackle, but I need you to get beyond a one-on-one with someone. Okay, I need you to step up and do that for the defense. Rashawn's out there on the edge fighting, every time. So we need something inside to help us. Adding to, Quay out there without Devondre, I think he plays he's picking up the game a lot faster now in his second year, but I think he plays a step slower when Devondre's not out there, not feeling safe with, his the extra gun in his holster sort of thing to his right or left. So that's where I think Quay's a little bit, lacking as of recently. And then, to Jake's point earlier, with it being Matt LaFleur's offense, we would have seen Rodgers run a speed option where Love gets blown up, then Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones ends up on top of his head.
And if that's what we were trying to do, or the complexity, I need a little bit less of that and a little bit more. I'm sorry.
No, that's very well said.
That speed option happened one too many times in the Chicago game. Yeah. We did not need to see it again. Yes. Promise, we did not need to see that. Yes. I can't believe it broke it out again. I couldn't believe that. When I saw that run, I'm like, that's losing yards. Like,
right out of the gate.
Come on. What are we doing, man? And if the Bears stop the play, throw the play out. Like, that's it. That's it. Okay.
That's the quote of the night.
That's it.
Emilio, that's the quote of the night.
Yeah, I mean, if the Bears and Ryan Poles cooking stops the play, it's gotta go. Okay. It's gotta get on.
Out. Done. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Dilo, thank you for the super chat. He said, not worried, we're building a team. Give it time. I agree, man. It's like I said, I don't think anybody here is surprised. We knew there, like I said, there's going to be ups and downs. I don't mean to sound like a broken record. Yeah. It is what it is. But man, I'm telling you, Jake, we got to get that. I got to get that part of the video clip put on Twitter, TikTok, and everything else. If the Chicago Bears stop the play, throw the play out of the playbook.
Burn that. Burn it.
Jail.
Yeah. I'm sick and twisted. I paused it when Aaron Jones was on his head, like upside down. I'm like, they should how the coaches do, right? The coaches are going there and they said Belichick's the worst for it. He's got the ticker, right? He's clicking it back and forth, showing somebody screwing up. One of the players need to go in there and go, Coach LaFleur, I need you to watch this. And just go back and forth with Aaron Jones cartwheeling, right?
Happen.
Windshield washer.
Sure about that? You sure about that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's it right there. Speed option? Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's like that's the one run play we decided to go with. I think it was short side of the field, speed option with our quarterback to our injured just back running back. Like get Aaron Jones the ball faster than having Love trying to pitch to him right at the sideline.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And part of it is also like, know the defense you're playing, right? This is the Lions defense. They're tackling. They're going to play physical.
Sideline
right?
to sideline.
They're going to fill outside on those. The corners are.
Yep.
They're not bringing in any other type of corner. They got guys who are committing to that. So know the defense you're playing. If it's soft, defense that doesn't want to tackle. If you want to run that at AJ Terrell, fine. He doesn't tackle. That's fine. But like, the lines are going to come up, and hit on a lot of these. So I didn't like a lot of the playing horizontal behind the line of scrimmage stuff tonight. Obviously the one Love threw backwards to Dobbs that goes for a loss of whatever it was, 9. I'm like,
Right.
That just against the pressure, against everything you've seen from this defense this far. I'm not sure what that was. We didn't need that. We didn't need that one either. We could toss that one out as well.
Yep.
Don't need that. I get stressing teams horizontally, but like save those type of plays. Leave that to the Dolphins. Okay. Leave those type of plays to Miami where they got guys who are running 20 miles per hour at basically every position. Just
right. And Lions weren't running. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. You're
running
good.
Directionally at all. I mean, they were sitting on every reverse, every throwback. It was nothing that they weren't going to be or hadn't had studied all week. They knew that that's what Matt LaFleur wants to do. The only thing that seemed to move the ball down the field was 4 to 5 wide, 3 wide and short game. Let's move it. Then, okay, now let's hit a levels pass. All right. Tay Wicks is open. And when we went to throw one of those late third and 20s or whatever we had, Tay Wicks was open on the sideline, sitting up on the sideline, and he throws it to a triple coverage Dobbs. It's cool. I get it. It's happening fast. It's, we're sitting here on the couch, right, Clayton? Yeah. But it hurts when you see it open on the screen and it just doesn't come to fruition,
Yeah, definitely. No doubt about it. Let's talk about the stats real quick here. Let's run through them. We talked about Jordan Love. We'll hit on it one more quick time. 23 of 36 for 246 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He was sacked 5 times, had a rating of 69.9. In the running game, Aaron Jones, 5 carries for 18 yards. A.J. Dillon, 5 carries for 11 yards. And Jordan ran twice and lost 2 yards. So our team rushing statistics tonight was 12 carries for 27 yards.
That's a Jamal Williams special right there. You don't go full Jamal Williams as a team.
That's John Kuhn right there. They said when you need 2 yards, he'll get you 2 yards. When you need 3 yards, he'll get you 2 yards. Exactly. Romeo Dobbs, 9 catches for 95 yards. He was targeted 13 times. Should have had another tud if he and Jordan had been on the same page. Obviously, I think what that was there was he broke his route off when he seen the safety sink in, and Jordan Love said, "No, I'm letting that thing rip anyway."
Right.
But yeah. I think they left the tud there. If you're just looking at statistics, Jaden Reed only targeted 5 times, had 3 catches for 55 yards. That deep one, beautiful pass there, beautiful play. Yes. Samori Toure, 1 catch for 35 yards. Josiah DeGuara, 4 targets, 4 catches, 34 yards. Look at that.
There we go.
Yeah, Christian Watson targeted 4 times, had 2 catches for 25 yards. Of course, he had a touchdown. That's what he does. Here's you one right here, Jacob. Man. This is going to get you very excited, man. Tucker Kraft, 2 catches for 5 yards. He averaged 2.5 yards.
Put that man in the game. I mean,
even better. Before Luke Musgrave got concussed, he had 1 catch for 1 yard.
There we go.
But the thumper of the night, though, Aaron Jones. 1 catch for -4 yards. Oh, by the way, remember the Jordan Love pass that went backwards and out of bounds? That was not a good look because we were trying to get cute running horizontally, right? But
yeah.
How about this? Quay Walker, 19 tackles tonight.
That's almost 20, Clay.
I'll have to break out the calculator, but I think
it's got to be really close. If not, yeah.
I'm telling you.
Rudy Ford had a night. 8 tackles, 1 pass defended, and he also had the interception, obviously.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. Sacks. Devontae Wyatt had a sack, had 2 tackles for a loss and a quarterback hit. Colby Wooden had a quarterback hit and a tackle for a loss.
Nice.
Carl Brooks with the sack, tackle for a loss, pass deflected, and a quarterback hit. So things to kind of.
I love that, man. Batted a pass for 2 straight weeks. We're living large in Carl Brooks land right now.
Yes. Now here's my big knock. I am so sick of seeing Keyshawn Nixon bring that ball out of the end zone.
Oh God.
Oh, bro, dude,
we lost so much.
Listen,
we get at the 25. That's where we.
He must not.
If he houses it, I'm like, yeah, dude, right.
By like time 4 or 5, I think we gotta call it, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Had to have lost, I don't know, 25 to 30 yards on those.
Yeah,
tonight.
when we're
like that's
down 3 touchdowns, can we not pull it out? Maybe give us
Yeah, maybe.
right. Yeah.
Oh,
Garrett Stritzel says, I'm totally over the cute plays and lack of execution. Keep it simple, stupid. Very well said, Michael Scott. Very well said.
I like it.
All right, let's see here. Goose said, you know who else got manhandled? Our defense and O-line. Pretty much everybody got manhandled tonight.
I feel like who didn't get manhandled? Slayton, Quay, Rudy Ford,
Dobbs.
Yeah.
Dobbs. Reed
Yeah,
played all right.
Yeah.
About it.
That's
Everybody else.
Hey,
short
don't
list
forget-
tonight.
Don't forget about Tucker Kraft.
Oh,
Next-
yes.
Oh,
Wheelan did. Wheelan held his own.
Oh, man. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Here we go. I like it. Tad in the chat says, can we talk about the
That's sick.
left-handed pass completion?
hey, that was
That's
pretty
sick.
cool.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. I
You
don't
know, if
ever wanna
Mahomes
see-
did that, it'd be everywhere tonight. But love
Yeah.
it. Who cares? Whatever.
You guys have seen Major League, right? The
Oh,
movie
yeah.
Major League.
Yeah.
Remember when he says, nice catch, Hayes. Don't ever effing do it again. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I would say to Love. Nice pass, Love. Don't ever do that again, please.
Oh,
So-
It was the one offensive yard we had all have.
Yeah. We got United Bates in the chat that
that's right.
I love Dylan, but he also is constantly streaming, playing video games, and
gosh.
runs a quote food Instagram with his wife.
Uh,
Like he is setting up for post NFL life before it has even happened.
No.
Well,
Oh no, people have hobbies. No,
hold
way.
on a second. Yeah, but I gotta say this. They said like he's setting up post football life before it's happened. 2.2 yards a carry. He's fast tracking. I'm just
Wow.
saying.
Wow.
While he went down, did he take a picture of the appetizer?
jeez.
on the
Listen, we're just having
I'm
fun.
kidding.
People
Oh,
can do
man.
what they want, right, Jacob? They can do what they want in their spare time. you
I
know?
do though. Like I don't understand the whole AJ Dillon thing. Like to me, the guy should be playing as if his career is on the line, which it is, right? And he's just kind of like, he goes up to the line and he's like, I don't know.
Yep. And then Matt LaFleur always brings him out of pistol into his sidecar.
I know, and I feel so bad for that too.
Oh.
Give the guy an I formation once and see what he can do. I don't know.
And I just can't do it. I really can't because Josh Myers just stands up and gets beat every time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So
Emilio said, I just can't do it. I can't.
Can we take John Runyon out with the bum ankle? Put TJ Slayton in there, and
Yes.
Now we
DJ Slayton at guard,
be
baby.
able to drive through
Wait,
because
guard. I thought you
kick
put
off- he
on the
plays on
running back.
goal. He's
Oh,
our
that
blocker on
works.
field goal. He knows how to do it.
hey,
I'm down for this.
Yeah, dude, seriously.
Slayton and Ford. Jonathan Ford
Yeah,
is the guards
Jonathan
going
Ford.
forward. Let's see
Two
people
big
move
players.
guys off the ball.
Jonathan
All right?
Ford. I want to see Jonathan Ford in the Wildcat formation.
Oh.
I'm saying, I'm talking about. All right, let's see here.
Oh, Carl Brooks at center. Good comment. Yes.
Thank
All right,
you.
that's
Oh my-
it. That's it.
Look, them.
That's it.
They're playing both ways.
This
This
is the
is off-
solution right here. It's
this is
right in
off
front of
the
our
rails.
face.
Off the
Two-way
rails.
players.
Yeah.
there we go. 2-8 offensive lineman, defensive player. We just broke
I
the
don't-
mold, guys.
Throw it back to the Lombardi era. Let's go.
I don't know why,
we
but
pay them all $30 million a year, and then we don't have to pay any defensive linemen. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but we've got 162 people watching this live.
Oh man.
I don't know if they just left their phones sitting on the table or something and
Yeah.
walked away. But hey, while you guys are here, hit that like and hit subscribe for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make this not a little bit better if you can. But no, we appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Listen, I'm glad we can laugh a little bit about it and try to learn something. You know what I mean? Try to learn. What is this? We talking bucks now?
No. My
one
favorite.
more.
My favorite tweet I saw tonight is it was the meme of like Red Skull from like Avengers, if you've seen that, where he goes a soul for a soul, and it was like Milwaukee gave the soul of the Packers to get Damian Lillard. It's like, yeah, no, that's about halftime. I was like, oh yeah, probably, really.
I think it was,
Jeez.
I think it was Goose in the Discord earlier said when somebody got hurt, he said, did Aaron Rodgers' witch girlfriend put a curse on her?
No way. I she was still in the game.
Definitely in the first half. There's something going on with that. That might be for the conspiracy corner, Jacob. One of the shows. She's
Taylor
cursing the
Swift.
first half.
Yes. Taylor
Oh,
Swift
man.
and Bakhtiari. They're in cahoots.
Yeah, no, look into that, Jacob, because I'm
Oh,
telling.
man.
I think they're trying to push the younger generation because Taylor Swift's in there now. We need you to research this.
I'm gonna look it up.
This is
Trust me,
big.
it's gonna be on my file. I got this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna text Alex Jones tonight. We're gonna figure this out.
You gonna text who?
Alex Jones.
Here, let's hit it once. Jake, I bet Jake hasn't seen this yet.
It is so good. It is very good. I love it.
It's me on the cover shrugging.
Okay. These people are hilarious. We got people.
Oh,
Marbley
man.
in the chat said this is
great.
amazing. Garrett says misery loves company.
Well,
Dilo just says thanks for doing this, guys.
this is fun.
Dilo's like me, he has no friends. He just like thanks for hanging out, right?
You know what I miss is a center that has peripheral vision that can snap a ball when someone jumps up.
Oh, dude, don't get me started, please.
Oh, man.
Yeah, bro, every 3 people moved on the line, and Josh, and it's so much worse. Emilio in slow motion. Josh is just like
Tracking.
breathing out of his mouth. You know what I'm
I was gonna say, never did I ever understand Aaron Rodgers more than snap the ball, Josh.
telling you,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh, that's so good.
It all
Josh-
makes sense now.
Stick them
Really
on the gloves.
Hey, I just wanted to see Empey make the roster. That's all I'll say about the center position.
That's what I said.
It would have been solid, I think. It would have been nice to see a guy.
A little competition.
Yeah. Are we afraid of that?
Yeah, I think we need some.
What are you afraid of, Matt?
All right, Zero in the chat says I'm pretty darn sure that was Matt LaFleur
It was
walking away
Bigfoot.
from his play calling responsibilities. Some say it.
Jeez. Oh, man.
Oh,
Who was
boy.
you looking for shoulder at?
Oh, man.
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
wow.
Wait,
Oh, wow. Here we
There you
go.
go.
If Taylor Swift were on the Packers, she'd be the oldest player. Just saying.
Jeez.
She's not
Jeez.
feeling pretty 22.
She played guard?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
She play O-line? Like, seriously.
Yeah. Can she snap a ball? That's all I
Well,
know.
you know?
I know she can snap
Wouldn't
some
rule it
hearts. You know that.
Well,
All right, man.
All
Let's
right.
let's wrap this thing up
Jeez.
somehow, some way. All right.
Okay.
Goose has got the comment of the night.
oh, man.
Goose in the chat said
Oh, gosh.
this team
Oh,
is
no.
definitely Leo DiCaprio's type. Oh my god! All right, let's go around the horn here. Emilio,
Oh,
parting
no.
thoughts, man.
Oh,
Before we bury the
Oh.
game day, parting thoughts.
Parting
Oh,
thoughts.
Chad's losing it right now.
Yeah, we're losing. We're losing.
This is great.
We're
Chad,
losing the
Chad
handle.
has been gone for about 30 minutes. So don't even say we're losing.
Oh,
We're, the team showed heart. They've showed heart the past 2 games. Can we not bury ourselves each first half? That would be cool.
Yeah.
Matt LaFleur, just like we said, keep it simple. We need to streamline this a little bit. And, let's maybe look at working some D-line on O-line. No, I'm just kidding. But honestly, we need to step it up. But like we said, they've only played roughly 250 snaps together as a young group. So live actual reps that they don't get in practice, they don't get on a short week. It's a lot on the young kids. I'm excited for them, but let's just give them, 500 snaps and let's see where they're at, sort of thing. Give them another 4 games.
Definitely. Yeah, and we've now got basically every episode now, Jacob. There comes a point in the episode where someone has to say this, and there goes the monetization. And it was definitely the DiCaprio moment tonight. I like this one right here too. We have Mark Wilson in the chat said it's the Lions' time.
I mean,
then Mike Sandoval comes back and says Mark Wilson's smoking boulders. So, there you go.
hey, they're playing well.
I mean, we're still 1-1 in the division. All right, so let's just play it cool. We're still doing all right.
Yeah. All right, Jake. Parting thoughts. Jake. Parting thoughts. Tell us something smart before we go here, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's along the same lines. This is a mini buy here. Let's get back to some fundamentals, hopefully in practice. But yeah, this is a young unit. There are going to be mistakes. I know we can't kid glove Jordan Love. He's going to make mistakes too. First full year as a starter, it's going to happen. That doesn't mean we shouldn't critique him, of course. There's plenty of things I think he left out there tonight where, I hate to say this, but he's got a little bit of 12's footwork sometimes, and that's that can be good and that can be bad. And we saw both of those. Yeah. We've seen both of those things so far this year. But I mean, I think the biggest thing is Emilio said it too. They're young, for one, especially on offense, extremely young. It's Love and Dobbs have built a rhythm. It's going to take some time for Love to build a rhythm with some other guys. It was great to see Watson back in tonight, making an impact, even if it was on a pitch count. Samori Toure, heck of a catch. Like this young receiver room can round out, especially with Musgrave and Love. Like they can get on the same page. And also 2-2. We talked about it, but entering this game, the rest of the schedule was 14-28 combined.
Yep.
Plenty of time to right this ship. And playoffs is house money this year. This is a young team, evaluation for a lot of things, kind of almost a get right season. See what you got. We put the hammer down on a lot of guys tonight, but it's a long season. Let's see where we're at. Maybe come end of October.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, man. That's very well said. Very well said. I don't think anybody looked at this game and said this is a slam dunk win. I don't think anyone was saying that, right? And it's funny, as we watch the game and you follow along on Twitter, you would think everyone said that going in. Yeah, that's the way it
we
works.
Have done this.
Yeah. United Bates with a super chat. He said, win or lose, I appreciate you fellas. Go, Pack, go. United Bates, thank you so much, buddy. We appreciate you. We got some Lions fans in here, and I'm all about it, man. It's all right. Mark said, Lion fan here. I was uncomfortable until the clock ticked 0, worried about the officials. I'll tell you what.
Like every Rams fan I follow on Twitter. That's what this sounds like right here.
That Jaden Reed catch and play, I'm not going to lie. That should have been – that shouldn't have ever counted.
Right.
But, yeah. I think the officials were like, let them have one.
Yeah, we need that.
Let's make this a game.
Hey, that could be a huge thing for Love in the deep ball. Like, legitimately. Like, that play, having that count, thankfully, I mean, it's huge for Love to hit one of those. Right. And for Reed to catch one of those. And, like, I love that. I love that happened.
And like I was saying, if Myers could have snapped the ball, we could at least get a free play once in a while so that he could throw a deep ball and get it picked off and be fine with it. Okay.
Yeah. Myers is catching so many strays tonight.
So many free ones. It's just
I love it. We've covered like a half a dozen things, and Emilio coming back to Josh.
Good.
Hey.
Jacob, parting thoughts, man.
All right, I just thought this is a great little kind of summary here from Split Screen Gaming, who is a member of the posse here. He said, we got one game in the next 23 days. Let's get our third round guard in there. That's all I'm saying. One, I agree with the fact that we basically have an extended bye week /
this is nice.
Chill couple of weeks here. Yeah, I'm saying there's got to be somebody better than Royce Newman. There has to be, right? I mean, we invested quite a bit of draft capital into that offensive line. Sean Ryan, where you at, bro? You ready? Like, let's go. Let's try to see that. I was encouraged by the second half, resurgence there, but it seems like this is becoming too much of a consistent thing where it's like Love takes 2-3 quarters to get even started before he starts playing ball. And it's like, come on, man. And he even showed that in preseason. Like, it took him 1 or 2 drives before he started putting stuff together. We need to learn how to start fast and start hot. So that's where I'm looking at. And also just Matt LaFleur. Aaron Jones is a human being. He exists. Use him if he's on the active roster. Just saying.
It's crazy we've come full circle on that. McCarthy, the same thing. And it's like, wow.
Run the fucking ball, Matt.
And really, I don't want to keep extending it, but Jordan Love, buddy, when the game is tied, you can play well. Promise. Like, that's a thing. We can do that. We can do that. You don't have to be the underdog every game, right? You don't have to be like, man, I'm plucky, I'm coming back from this. Like, you don't have you can start hot. That's doable. Like, I promise. I promise it's okay to score early. I promise.
He was 23 of 36. So what was his completion percentage tonight? Because coming into today, what was it, like 55 or less than 55%? So what is that tonight? Did we improve on the completion percentage? That's what I need to know, fellas. Somebody tell me that right now.
We get over 65%. Is that what it is?
Oh, let's find out.
Man. Oh no.
Hold up.
69? I think it was 69.
But again, 12 rushes, 36 passes. We're still under 50 plays.
It was so close.
Oh man, yeah. We're at 63.8%.
That's tough.
So those of you keeping score at home, that is 1.2% shy of
65%.
65%. That's what we
man.
It feels like it was like a decade ago that we were talking about 65% and it being a real thing, right?
Does it imagine how fun we were at that point? We were all excited. Gonna have a great year.
Oh man, yeah.
We still are, Jacob. I'm telling you.
I know we are. I'm having so much fun.
We'll
Can
be
you
fine.
see it in my face? I'm having so much fun.
Emilio said it's going to be a great year when Josh Myers figures out how to snap.
Thank you.
Just on the free plays.
Yeah.
This guy jumped off sides again. Pay attention.
Lift your head.
I would not be surprised if a hot mic catches Josh going, should I snap it?
Should I do it?
Should I do it?
I think I should do it.
Wait, when now?
John, is it now? Is it now?
Yes.
Let me know.
Maybe
we
can
need
tell me about. Is this the time?
the handout, the hand to slap him and, just to give him a signal to snap it. Because, geez.
Boy.
Oh, boy.
This is a great bit to keep going, though. The Josh Myers.
On my knee.
What's that, Jake?
Josh Myers bit is going to be really good all season long, I think.
Yeah.
I think this is a nice one.
We'll get some run out of that.
What do you mean a bit? Not a bit.
No. It is a thing, but if you bring it up more and more, it's. Yeah.
Hey, listen, I want to say thanks to everybody in the chat. Like I said, you guys showed up in force. This was a lot of fun. This is the way you handle a loss. It started off a little bit heated, right? You get that, you take your medicine, and then bring it in for a nice, easy landing. I'm glad you guys jumped on here. Jake, thank you so much for taking time. Emilio, dude, it was good talking to you. Carly Ray, thank you for calling. I know she had some technical difficulties, but Carly Ray's always bringing some civility to the group here, right? And it's funny when she gets on here, we all got to like straighten up,
Yeah.
You have to be serious.
She came from behind to beat me by like 3 points, and she didn't even bring it up. So thanks, Carly. I know that you wanted to go out.
It's class right there.
Yeah.
She sent me a message being like, basically, you owe me, because we were gonna bet. I was like, I bet you I beat you this week. She's like, I bet you won't. And then I upped the bet, and I can't remember what the heck I did, but I basically owe her money now. I'm pretty sure. No. You owe her some cornbread muffins and some old barbecue is what you owe her. Okay. Oh Lord.
All right. So RTTP, I've never seen that name in the chat. I'm assuming it's a Lions fan. Says, can you tell me what you thought about the Lions? I think the Lions
He was being all cordial, and then the next.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
That's the code word.
I see.
I was actually going to answer the guy, right? Or the gal. I was
Oh, no. That's
But
not
now-
the code word,
no,
man.
now
That's
it's,
not the code word.
Yeah. What's the code word again?
Okay.
And then I like Goose coming back and saying the code word is cheeks.
I will say it would not to bring it back down, but like Josh Jacobs has not looked good this year running the football. That's the next matchup. Just don't be the get right game, please.
No.
But positively, Raiders DTs, that's the code word cheeks. Raiders defensive tackles are code word cheeks. Should be able to push them around a little bit more. So
Jeez, let's hope.
You think God never farted?
All right. There you go. Speaking of cheeks. All right.
Oh Lord.
Yep.
Eagles chat has lost it, folks.
We'll have
They
Devontae walk across the end zone and just switch jerseys real quick. Second quarter maybe, and just come back to the green and gold. and just get a couple of passes from J Love just to see how it feels and see if he wants to trade, and then we'll look into it the week after.
Just a little test run.
Yeah.
For a spin there.
Yeah.
And also to the Jordan Love in the offense, that game's out west. Starts a little earlier. Don't wait till the fourth quarter to show up. Make sure they're early. Everything's cooking on time. You don't want to be further behind the 8 ball for a third game in a row. So
definitely, I like what Mike Sandoval said. 3-2 going into the bye would be nice. Yes, that would be all right with me. So, all right, here we go. Let's get out of here. Like I said, guys, thank you so much for your time. This was fun. Enjoyed it. I want to give a special shout out to all the super chats: Josh Martin, John Baker, Mike Hebring, Godsmack AR. You guys are awesome. AJJ, let me know when you get your jersey, buddy. He's the one who won the autograph Lucas Van Ness jersey. Gallo 6, United Bates, thank you guys for the super chat. We appreciate it. Hey, hopefully we had some fun in here tonight. And like I said, we'll make the best out of a crappy situation. But I like the fight they showed in the second half. So I'm looking forward to next week, see if we can get right. And, let's let these young fellas play and see what we got moving forward. But Jordan Love got a rebound. I think we'll see it next week. I do. Like I said, we're expecting cheeks from the Raiders and that place. Chandler Jones. I heard something about Chandler Jones having a Twitter video. Have you guys seen that where he was calling out Josh McDaniels? Was it bad?
Yes.
I need to go check it out. It sounds like the old Patriot way isn't working out there. Although I will say that when it comes to Chandler Jones, it's not the first time that's happened. I don't believe. I think that something similar happened in New England as well. But anyway, all right, we're out of here. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, even after this tough loss. But for those of you listening on the pod, thank you for making us a part of your day. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. Go Pack Go.
Power sweep. Actually, it's the lead play in our offense.
Double tackle, take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, you drive down the first man to his inside. Pull back and kill him. Take the first man outside the offensive tackle. No one goes. Go right by him and field inside. If the YN has the linebacker taken out, he cuts inside. If the YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. So look at this play. What we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here. And try to run this play in the alley.